world. This is the Fan and Fanatic Podcast. I'm Parker Gerlecki, a.k.a. the Fan and Fanatic, and with me as always is my broadcast partner,
Dad,
a.k.a. Ryan Gerlecki. I've got a passion for all things sports. So, on the Fan and Fanatic Podcast, we'll talk to anyone and everyone from all over the world of sports who will sit still long enough to answer my questions.
that's right. Now, as a result of complications from severe brain damage at birth, unfortunately, Parker will never be able to physically play sports. But that cannot and has never stopped him from loving everything about sports and dreaming of a career in broadcasting. So each of our guests graciously gives of their time on this podcast to invest in Parker's dream and to help him be part of the sports world he loves so dearly.
Now, let's play ball! Welcome back, Fanatic Addicts, to the Fan and Fanatic Podcast, the number one place for your bi-weekly sports fix. Today on the show, I would like to welcome my guest, Mr. Jackson Chirello. Okay, Jackson, let's start off by telling us what you do and where you're from. Or, where you're from and what you do.
So I'm from Woodstock, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You're good. I'm from Woodstock, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes from Kennesaw State. I grew up and I went to Etowah High School, and now I go to Kennesaw State. I just finished up my freshman year. I played center field this year and a little bit of third base, and yeah, it's been great.
And Kennesaw, and you're in the KSU is in the A-Sun, is that right?
A-Sun? Yes, the A-Sun conference. Yes.
And speaking of which, I don't know if you heard, but the A-Sun and the WAC have kind of formed like a alliance with each other.
Right. But for baseball this year, it's not going to be any differently. Just Liberty and I believe Jacksonville State have left to go to Conference USA. I think I have that right. And then baseball will kind of stay the same this year. Just those two teams have left.
So is KSU part of the A-Sun WAC alliance, or is it only certain members for each conference that are joining said alliance of the two conferences?
Yeah. So it might be that way for football this year. All I know is for baseball, like nothing really changes for us. We just lost two members, and then next year we will join Conference USA.
Ooh, Conference USA, so Charlotte. Louisiana Tech, those schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So jumping with the big boys, I see. Wait, are they? Wait,
yeah, I guess.
Wait, Dad, help me out here. Conference USA, is that an FCS conference, or is that a group of 5 conference?
It is not a group of 5, I don't believe, but it is still an FBS.
Are you, Jackson, can you help us out here? Actually, hold on. Producer, can you look this up?
No, just keep going.
Okay, sorry. I'm twiddling off into other topics, and I know that we'll figure it out. Okay, Jackson, what is different about playing high school ball versus college ball?
Oh my gosh. So I guess I would say the pitching is a lot different. Like you can get away with so many more just tiny little mistakes that you take for granted in high school than you do in college. Just the overall competition is so much better. I guess I would say just obviously like the batted balls are obviously way harder. So it makes the game so much more intense. I'd say 1 through 9 in the lineup, anyone could hit a homer at any time, which is just so much more competitive. And then obviously, like, you get to play at some really cool places, like the parks. You get to travel, see cool cities when you go on the road. So that's probably my favorite part about college baseball is just traveling. You get close with your team that way, and you just visit places you haven't seen yet, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Can I add on to that? Did you travel to any obscure stadiums? And by obscure, I mean, like way out there.
Obscure. I get Stetson. Stetson's probably the coolest place I've played this year. Stetson was so cool. they had just like renovated a bunch of their stuff, so they had added a big jumbotron. They have it's a beautiful place. They got palm trees all along the back fence. Their seats are beautiful. They're right above our dugout, so it's like the fans are sitting on top of us. And they had a visitors locker room too, like right behind the dugout, which is something new that none of us had ever seen. At least me, because it's my first year.
Can I ask a stupid question? You know, you
Yeah, of course.
obviously know that the best part about baseball is ball hawking, right? Well, not the best part, but one of the best parts.
Mm-mm.
Do the teams
Wait,
get
what did you call it?
ball hawking? You know, like people catch, like people, so like when the fans, like they, you know, have you ever heard that term, ball hawking? Like, oh, I'm such a ball, like.
When the fans try to get the ball.
Oh yeah, ball. Okay, yeah.
Do these teams get fined for when the fans ball hawk? Because I know that in football the players get fined when they hand a touchdown pass, like a touchdown ball to a fan. So that's what I want to know. Do the teams get fined for when fans ball hawk?
No, the teams actually do not get fined. I would say the only kids really ball hawk, like little guys, will run around and try to fight their buddies for the baseball, you know. But I mean, adults are pretty cool about it. You'll usually give it to a kid or something like that. You know what I mean?
But go ahead. But there's always that one fan, which it just drives it just grinds my gears. Have you like when you're sitting in a stadium, your kid, there's a ball drifting right, and there's a kid right next to you, and there's a ball drifting right toward the kid's way, and then out of nowhere, the older fan next to the kid just the older fan next to the kid just I don't know, full on just, you know. Oh my goodness! You know.
No,
what I
know
mean?
what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's always that.
We've all been to a Braves game. Yeah.
There's always that one older dude that tries to rob a kid from a catch. Oh, it's so annoying. I hate that. I hate that so much. They need to do something about that. Whew, sorry. I got my. I need to. Oh,
yeah, a little bit.
You found a soapbox. Yeah. Parker, maybe we move on.
Okay. Okay, so why did you choose KSU? What drew you to Kennesaw State? Why did you choose the Owls?
So I chose the Owls, first of all, because it was close to home, and I love my family. I had a really good relationship with them, and I wasn't ready to just take off and leave them, and they could also come and watch me play. And then another reason I chose was because the head coach, I just loved where his head was at, because a lot of times nowadays in college baseball, the coaches are just so focused on maybe transferring in guys who are like fifth years or grad transfers, just because realistically, like a grad transfer has probably had around 1,200 collegiate at bats, so it's almost just versus a lot of coaches who aren't going to invest in younger talent, because why would you take the kid who hasn't played college baseball yet and play him over the guy who's had that many at bats and that much experience yet? And Coach Ko is really invested in us, like the younger guys in that younger group, because he wants to help us get to the next level, and he wants to build around us a small group that's going to help, create a bond and then kind of start a culture for Kennesaw State baseball. And then I also love the way he absolutely hates to lose, and Kennesaw State baseball has been a great winning tradition in the past, I would say. So those are some of the biggest reasons I say I chose Kennesaw.
This is not a baseball related question, but did you by any chance watch March Madness this year?
I did actually watch it a little bit, because Kennesaw had March Madness.
Sorry, that was my puppy.
You're good.
Okay, you were saying?
Oh, I was just saying I watched it a little bit just because Kennesaw did make it to March Madness, but it was kind of a tough loss, so we all kind of stopped watching in anger.
I know, but that was kind of impressive the way they went toe to toe with the Muskies. Xavier, the Musketeers, they call them the Muskies.
Yeah.
Speaking, you know what Muskie reminds me of? You remember Mike Muscala from the Hawks?
No, I can't say I do.
Obscure reference. Well done.
Wait, would you actually like to meet my puppy later? Like before we before we sign off, you can meet him.
Yeah, of course.
I will say he is I love him to death, but he's trouble. He's cute, but trouble. Every dog is like that. Everyone at least once in their lifetime.
Yeah, I've definitely met some dogs like that.
Okay, what is the greatest sports moment of your career?
I guess at this point in my short college career, it would have to be my first collegiate home run.
Who was it against?
It was against Long Island in my second year at that. Yes.
Was it at Kennesaw State or at Long Island?
It was at Kennesaw State.
Very good, very good. What do you think makes a successful college athlete?
Ooh.
So I would say if you crave to be a successful college athlete, you have to put in more work than anybody else is, no matter what it is. Like whether it's you lift more, you're more dedicated. You just have to be perfect in almost every aspect of your life, especially off the field, because off the field really does affect what's on the field. Because if you haven't taken care of your schoolwork, or maybe you're getting into trouble, the stuff off the field carries into on the field. You know what I mean? And then along with all that, if you're putting in the work that nobody else really knows about off the field, and everything else is just kind of building up and building up and building up, you're becoming a better person. And it really is. Once you get on the baseball field, everything else is going to be so easy. Like you've done all the dirty work. Now you just get to play the game that you love.
Hey Parker, wait a minute. I want to go back to did you get Jackson? Did you get the home run ball? Do you have it? Were you able to get it back?
So this is kind of a little secret. I could not find it, but I did pull. I did pull a ball that kind of looked like it out of our little basket and gave it to my dad. So he thinks it's the home run ball, but
that's awesome. I'm glad I asked.
So, have you been hearing all the NIL stuff going around?
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Is that only for like football and basketball athletes, or are they trying to work it to where like all the athletes, no matter what sport you play, will get NIL endorsed?
From what I understand, I think baseball's starting to become a part of that too, especially with some of those like powerhouse schools, you know what I mean? But I don't know how much I agree with it. It's just almost kind of like trying to buy players, and it's getting a little bit obscure.
I'm a video game player, so knowing that NCAA football games are back, I'm like, yes! But the one thing I'm hoping they have, FCS schools. Because, the FCS schools haven't been in the NCAA video games, which means I haven't gotten to play with Kennesaw State, North Dakota State, Jacksonville State. So yeah. And I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the old MVP baseball series from back in the in the early 2000s, late, like you know what I mean?
I think, yeah.
Did those have college teams in it? I think they did.
I'm not totally.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We can move on.
You're good.
Not important right now. We're not here to talk about video games and other stuff. We're here to talk about you. Okay, who was your favorite coach or mentor and why?
Gosh, I would say that all of my coaches I kind of go to for different things. Like Coach Coe and I have gotten really close on a more personal level. Brad is a great baseball mentor. past has like been a little bit of a life coach for me. Terrence is also like kind of more of a school mentor. So I don't know if I could totally pick one, but the coaching staff as a whole really cares about us as players. So it's really hard to just pick my favorite one out of all of them, to be honest.
Nice. Okay, what is your favorite sport to watch?
Oh, definitely baseball. Yeah, I'm a huge Braves fan. And then when at my free time, I'm always watching like college baseball. What else is going on? The Braves are doing great right now, you know.
Who do you think is the GOAT in your sport? Like the greatest of all time? The creme de la creme, the best of the best.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. So I don't know if you have mixed opinions about this, but I would usually say an older player or an older guy, but right now I have to say Shohei Ohtani. He's the best athlete in the sport.
Yes, preach.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Shohei was on the Braves right now? That would like.
Yeah, like the Braves wouldn't spend that money.
Because the Braves are already stacked, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a sporting event that is on your bucket list of sporting events to attend that you haven't attended yet?
Oh, good question. I would say I really want to go see an All-Star game in Atlanta. It kind of got taken away from us, but I think that would be
Don't
amazing
remind me.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. You know, sorry. I'm not trying to get political.
No, you're good.
Oh my.
He's trying to get political. We got to watch out.
Parker,
don't go there.
I've let the. Oh no. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, he just said he wants to go to an All-Star game in Atlanta. We'll just leave it at that. It'll come back.
How about some rapid fire questions? Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Tests or papers?
Tests.
Walk-off home run or game-winning catch?
Walk-off home run.
Hold on. Wait, what about this one? Summer or Winter Olympics?
Oh, summer.
Major League Baseball World Series or College World Series?
Oh, I'm a little biased right now, so I'd say College World Series.
Favorite opponent?
Stetson.
Least favorite opponent?
Gosh, let's see. You know, it's weird to think about because like every team we played this year was actually pretty cool. But I would say, gosh, maybe Jacksonville State.
Pie or cake?
Cake.
Big city or small town?
Big city.
Hip hop or country?
Right now I'm into hip hop, I'd say.
Oh, okay. What about this one? Luda or Tupac?
Tupac.
Or what about this one? Jeezy or Luda? You know who Jeezy is?
Yeah, I'd say Jeezy.
All right. Okay. What about this one? Luda? No, sorry. Jeezy or Migos?
You know, I'm going to pick Jeezy.
Okay, what about this one? Luda or Migos?
Migos.
All right. Big city or small town?
Big city.
McDonald's or Chick-fil-A?
Oh, come on. That one's easy. Chick-fil-A.
Pizza or burgers?
Pizza.
Pepsi or Coke?
Ooh, come on.
I'm sorry, I gotta say Pepsi.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
In Atlanta.
So on this podcast, we are all sports fans. So the last question we ask, as a fan, what do you think is the all-time greatest moment in sports?
The all-time greatest moment in sports. Gosh, that's a good one. Hold on. I guess I'll pick a baseball one because that's what I know most about. But do you remember when Sammy Sosa had the American flag and he ran all the way around the warning track at Wrigley Field?
No. When was this?
I do.
Wait, when was this? What year?
It was it was the 2001, right?
Dad, do you know? Dad.
It was 2001, Yep. Because it was, yeah.
Who was
Yes, it
Sammy
was
Sosa
2001.
on at the time, Dad? Dad, who was
He's on
Sammy
the Cubs.
Sosa?
Cubs.
Okay,
Yep.
and then who was this against? Dad?
Oh, man. I'll look it up.
All right.
I can't.
Okay, not important. All right. So, Mr. Chirello, thank you so much for your time, and to the listeners, thank you so much for listening. All right, Fanatics, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Fan and Fanatic. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all of your support. Don't forget to follow or subscribe, or whatever your podcast app says to do, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For my broadcast partner, Ryan Grelecki, this is Parker Grelecki saying, Game, Set, Match!